I'm loving hanging out with Emily Cook every week at about this time on Saturday Night Live. It is, of course, time now then for another film focus with the lovely lady. Hello, Emily Cook. How are you?
Hello, Ashlea, Tracey. I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm well. I'm really well. All the better for seeing you. I know I say that every week, but it's a true story.
I can understand that. This week, joining us on Film Focus with Real Vision is Suzy Starlite, a musician, trained actress and performer, and very good friend of mine. She's worked as a professional broadcaster in both radio and TV, live events, presenting, and in many aspects of media production, from flagship BBC drama Clocking Off to ITVs You've Been Framed.
Hi,
Nice to have you with us.
This is quite surreal, actually, isn't it? It's lovely. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me into the studio.
You're welcome. Can you tell us a bit about your past experience in broadcasting? Because it's quite vast and extensive.
Yes, it is. I'm inspired by visual and sort of audio as well. So initially radio inspired me because it's a medium that's portable and it allows your imagination to really expand it. You know, you're not just there visually consuming all the time. So I started off in radio and I was co-presenting a show which led me to sort of travel around the world, and we were making documentaries, and I ended up being in Israel during the Gulf War.
Wow. Doing
a documentary called First Time Eyes, which was about my thoughts and my diary of Israel, and we had Scud missiles coming at us when we were in Jerusalem, and it was the most incredible experience. And we got a silver medal at the New York International Radio Festival.
That's
off the back
really,
of that.
really renowned.
Yeah, it was just an incredible experience. In fact, life is incredible sometimes.
That's basically like an Oscar of the radio world, isn't it?
Yeah, but I only found that out about 10 years after I got the award.
Oh.
Which
would have been nice to know at the time.
I know. It just didn't really... I never really used the award, really. I just thought, well, in radio, you're only as good as your last broadcast. When you're freelancing in media or all round, you know, don't rely on the past because it's today that matters. So I didn't really think about it. I just went, what's next, kind of thing. So I did radio, and I've also worked in that sort of on the broadcasting side, and then in TV. I was a broadcast journalist, so I presented the news in Liverpool for 2 years.
Excellent.
Went around with a camera guy and we interviewed and did loads of news stories. So I've kind of done both aspects, really.
Did you train for broadcasting, or did it kind of just happen? You're a natural, aren't you?
I don't know. Well, am I a natural? Yes, I suppose. I feel home. I suppose. Does that make it natural? It probably does then, actually, yeah. So, yeah, I went to Salford, the University of Salford, actually, and did a media and performance course, which gave you a really broad-based training in everything from radio, video production, acting, musical theatre, dance. But I wasn't so good at the dance.
I can't imagine you dancing.
I can. I've got groove, you know. I've got rhythm. But what I couldn't do is those split leaps. I was more comedy. So I used to do these dance performances that was more based on like silent movie theme tunes, where I was the woman that tied the man down to the rail tracks. So I just took a comedic approach to dance as opposed to trying to do Madonna, Vogue,
so
or
more the
anything
kind
like
of
that.
performance side of things.
Yes, yeah. So
after you did all of this training at Salford,
yes.
You worked on some UK TV programmes, isn't that right?
Yes, I decided that I wanted to find out how they make dramas. So fortunately, I got to work on Clocking Off for season 3 it was. So I got to work with some incredible actors like David Morrissey, there's Mark Warren, Sophie Okonedo. The Sophie that got nominated for an Oscar anyway. So she was brilliant. And also Nigel Douglas, who's one of Britain's top directors. He started off Holby City, Grange Hill. He's done EastEnders. So we used to have really good... So I learned so much from these guys. But I came away thinking I either want to act or I want to be a director. The rest of it didn't really inspire me. But it was great. At least I have that knowledge base now, which means that I think life sometimes with the media, it's all about exploring what inspires you and what you're into. And you sometimes don't know until you taste it. And then you may think, that was okay, but it's not really my thing. You just move on.
Absolutely, yes. You also worked with MTV in the past, didn't you?
I know, it's really odd. I got this phone call because it's through Who You Know as well. I went to when I was at Salford. I met a girl called Kim, and she went back to Singapore, and then she called me and she was working for MTV, and she said, well, how do you fancy being a stringer for us? So which means that they'll just send me off doing a news report. And so I got to interview Pete Best, the 5th Beatle. And it was Beatles weekend, and it was the funniest thing because I ended up going down the cavern and I had to interview the Japanese Beatles. Well, I've never heard...
The Japanese Beatles?
Exactly. I've never heard anything in my life like it. So there go. She loves you. Yes, so I'm just, and I say, who are you? Go, hi, I'm Paul. I'm Wingo.
So you got some amazing experiences doing some really varied stuff in terms of TV. That sounds great.
Yes, and I think also because I get bored and I need stimulation. I need to just, life's, we're not here for very long. Just get out there and just explore as much as you can.
That's what's great about the media, is being able to try all these different things, and each day never is a day the same as yesterday.
No.
That's what I love anyway.
It is, and that's great because you feel very much alive.
Although you're from the UK, you moved to the Isle of Man fairly recently. What have you been up to since being here?
Well, when I first moved over here, I spent 6 months just sort of settling in and getting to know a few people, and I ended up working with Simon Campbell on his album launch for his album 36 at the Peel Centenary Centre.
That's how we met.
That is indeed how we met, because you tweeted about me.
I did.
And I said, who's this woman? So no, it was just really lovely from a professional point of view to actually have somebody feed back to me with positive comments, and I really appreciated that. So that's why I got in contact, just to say thank you for your words, your kind words.
And
really.
It's grown from there.
I know. So, and it's really been good working with you as well, because we've both grown independently. We've worked together as well, and the last couple of years has just been phenomenal. I mean, it's great fun working with you. You're very dedicated, hard work. I don't think that I've met anyone more hardworking than you. I sometimes just have to say to you, stop, we are going to do this, separate yourself, we're going out and let's just have
some fun.
Exactly, because you do. So I've been working with you, and I've worked on the Commonwealth Youth Games. I was working with Walter Plank, and we worked, and I was sort of the liaison with the community in terms of getting all the performance for the opening ceremony, and then I compared the closing ceremony, and then they got me on the back of a monster truck for TT Mayhem.
So, Suzy, if you had one piece of advice for people out there who are wanting to get involved in TV broadcasting, what would it be?
I would say really that it's not always based on the talent. I think the thing I found through working in the industry is that it's who you know, and I think it's really important that there's lots of people with ability, but don't think that just because you're the best that you will get the job. Sometimes it's about your personality and how it fits in within the working culture of a project, and believe in yourself. If someone says no, just keep going, and you have to be prepared to work hard, and then harder still, and then harder again. Over here, there's so much talent, so much creativity, but sometimes people can isolate themselves in camps, and I think it's really important to try and actually collaborate more, because when we did, say, One Night Stand, when I was singing at the charity night at the Villa the other night, just the collaborative energy was, and the legacy from that is that I'm now going to start working on an acoustic set with a chap, one of the musicians there, and other people have started saying, oh, we're right together. So
we've been working together quite a bit, haven't we?
Yes, I've been doing a lot of work with Emily Cook from Real Vision Film Solutions. No, we have actually. It's been great, especially on the voiceover front. We've worked on, we did a promo for a cinema advert for Madagascar 3. It's the Curraghs Wildlife Park. We've worked together doing a promo for the Villa Gaiety, which is quite prestigious, really. As well as all the projects we have been doing, what I really like about working with you is that it's creative, that you've got a lot of ideas, and it's good. And we've got a lot actually in development at the moment, haven't we? We can't really talk about it, but we've been very busy.
It's all on the down low.
Yeah, it's the way we roll. Keep it that way until we're ready to tell you, baby.
Have you taken your medicine this morning, Starlight?
It's just always a pleasure to see you.
It is. We have this kind of creative spark and explosion that happens whenever we're in the same room. So that's what you're witnessing right now, Ashlea, Tracey.
And I'm loving it, ladies. And also, we haven't talked about the fact that Suzy Starlite was involved in that amazing world record that was set.
Yes, I was crew chief.
You were part of the London Gentlemen's Fellowship, which I love because you're a lady, which just proves she's got balls.
Yeah.
And an amazing experience, I imagine.
Absolutely incredible. We still can't quite get our heads around the fact that we're double world record holders, and it's just...
Is there anything you don't do, Suzy Starlite? Genuinely. So we like to get people to choose a song, don't we, Emily?
Yes, we do. Suzy, what kind of song would you like to pick as your song this week?
I'd like to, if you don't mind playing, Imogen Heap and Jeff Beck. It's the song Blanket, actually, that I sang at the One Night Stand gig a few weeks ago. And when I was a student, it was actually recorded with Urban Species, and it was a really, really important song to me. And it's about music being your best friend and your sanctuary, and music is my best friend and always has been, and I'm totally, it's my oxygen. If I don't have music, I can't breathe. I don't feel that I can breathe. So this song for me is perfect.
Quick, you better play the song.
Emotionless, this city life.